So what you're gonna do is there's numbers all around at different safety points. So for example, this says 21, all right? This is your emergency exit plan. So you're gonna look, okay, it should be fire exits clearly marked. So down here, you should be marking number 21. Brian, since you're filming, I'm gonna fill your numbers out for you.
All right.
How about, is that a deal?
Yeah.
All right, okay. So then, you don't write anything else, okay? You don't write anything else, and you listen to what I say. So when we're all done going around the shop, you're gonna, look, I didn't leave you a lot of room. So if it says fire exits clearly marked, it says instructions, write down the number of each PPE number. Did it. Then describe what it keeps safe for you or your classmates or our shop. So for fire exits clearly marked, what would I write down? How does that, okay, it shows us, here we are, engine tech, it says, go out that way. So how does that help us keep safe?
Keeps us from burning.
Keeps us from burning. So I would write down, us from burning. You're not gonna write that, you're gonna get a free one now, but you're not gonna write that while we're going through. That's for after we do the number, and I want you to just listen. Don't write at the same time. I want you to just listen. So, if you look at Engine Tech, it says you are here, and it says we gotta go that way. That's it, that's all we want. We're gonna go through this very quickly, but I want you to listen really well to instructions, and I'm not gonna give you how to use this equipment, just kind of where it is and what it's for. So if you turn around here, I get this up close. This is our one fire extinguisher. That's number 22. Where's that gonna go? Probably under fire safety where it says, does it say fire extinguishers in there somewhere? Okay, put a number 22 there. And then don't write anything. I want you to listen to what I say, ready? So, here's the quick lesson with fire extinguishers, and I'm gonna give you this several times and probably pick on you. This one comes off, this one, wow. This one has a lock on it. So you're gonna take that out of the lock. I am not going to do this because it makes a mess, okay? I'm just gonna walk you through what to do. It's called pass. Pin, aim, squeeze, and sweep. Pin, aim, squeeze, and sweep. And you don't go to the top of the fire. Like let's say we have a little engine on fire. Let's pretend this is a little engine and it just caught on fire. If you're like, that'll never happen. It happened 2 times last year where we had the fire extinguisher out. So you are going to take that little nozzle off, you have to pull hard because this has a little plastic catch. But you're gonna pull that pin as hard as you can. And if you are in a panic mode, see that? You're gonna be able to pull that out, pull the pin. You're gonna aim at the base, not at the top of the fire up here. You're gonna aim at the base of the fire. You're gonna squeeze the trigger and you're gonna sweep back and forth until it's out. You might have to do it a couple of times, okay? You do not have to ask my permission for this, ever, okay? What's the little saying? Pass. What's it stand for? Pull, aim, squeeze, sweep. Pull, aim, squeeze, sweep. Okay? That's what that means. We'll go over that. You don't have to remember everything, but try to remember a lot of it. Okay? Because we're gonna give you a little drill at one point so you remember what it is. Alright, so we're gonna pin that back up there. Where are you working? Okay. Cool. Next. 10. That's going to be in with tools. So we're going to look for tool and equipment safety station. So that's going to be at 5. So see where it says proper storage for tools and equipment? You're going to write 10. Does everybody see where that is?
Keeps us from burning.
Proper storage. Everybody got it? That's going to be 10. Now, let me tell you about this. These cabinets are only for specialty tools. This isn't, well, I don't have any tools in my toolbox, or I took my tools home over the weekend, or whatever. You're going to use your basic tools. When you need something like, not everyone is going to have an 1 3/4 socket with a 1/2 inch drop, okay? Specialty tools. Now, if you take it out, what do I ask you to do?
Put it back.
Where you found it. Every time. We just got new organizational trays, so we're gonna be working on that. If you get tasked with doing the toolbox and making it neat, the best part about that is you know where everything is. Which is good. Okay, 18. That's gonna be the PPE on the front with number 1. You're gonna see gloves. Okay, that's number 18. Now, we have different, these are mostly if you're handling chemicals. If you have to use any chemicals, if you're doing an oil change, I make it optional, but I want to educate you. Long-term exposure to oils and chemicals, it can be cancer causing. It's just how it is. You might live to be 87 years old and never get cancer and handle all that stuff all the time. Or not. If you don't believe me, do the research. I'm just telling you, the gloves are here if you choose to use them. Okay, but it's, will you get cancer from one time? No, but it's long-term exposure. That's the problem with that. Brian, go grab that, Brian Castillo, go grab the drawer. You have a very important job. So other gloves. I will be talking about different times that we have to use work gloves. I bought enough that we have enough to share in the shop. And there's different gloves for different uses. And these will be placed around the shop, but I wanted to show you that we have different kinds. Okay. Next number 1. This is your ear protection. So that's going to be in PPE, and that's going to be under hearing protection. So that'll be number 1. I don't ever want to see, I'm just giving you a warning, I don't ever want to see anyone throwing these, using them as projectiles. These are not party favors. This is for your ears. There's only so many that I have for the year, and I have to go buy more. Think I like taking money out of my own checkbook and saying to Mr. Sassman, hey, we're not gonna go out for dinner this week, because, yes.
You need to take your attendance.
Thank you. I was waiting for Oscar. We never saw Oscar. Just stop that for a second. Then I'll crank this out, and I'm gonna not reuse, because I'm gonna not waste them. I prepared for this morning. Twist, ear, and then it's gonna feel weird, but you let it go and then it'll poof up, okay? And you do that for both ears. There are some days where I'm gonna make this, you have to. I would keep these, like I keep a couple in my pocket, and then I just throw them in my desk drawer at the end of the day, and then I always have some. I'm gonna ask you the same thing. If they're disgusting, please throw them out, but this isn't something that you grab and throw out at the end of the day. These will last you a while. Okay, but we have a little pile here for the year, so get a pair for yourselves, keep them in your toolbox. Got me? Cool. All right, we are going to move on to the flammable cabinet. There are 2 flammables cabinet here. Thank you. All right. We have a whole bunch of stuff in here. We have oil, we have 2-stroke oil, we have brake clean, we have parts cleaner, we have starting fluid, we have a little bit of invisible glass, all kinds of, we have spray paint, we have lots of goo. We have more stuff in the back, but all the flammable stuff goes in here. You're like, well, where the heck does this go? That is going to be in, is anyone going to find it before I do? It could be under fire. Chemical safety, it's number 7. Okay? Properly labeled chemical storage, it's at the top of page 3. Okay? That is number 14. Okay, so that's going to be number 14. Let's see if we have the pencil for that. 14. Now, the reason you have to put it in the cabinet at the end of the day is that if it catches on fire, it stays in here. It's going to burn out because it's not going to get enough oxygen because it's in a flammables cabinet. So when you, as always, when you're finished with your stuff, put it back. This is the, we don't have this up and running, but there will be one thing on all the shelves in here for you to use. There's gas on the bottom, gas only stays here. This is that's a two-stroke fuel. That's gonna be another lesson for another day. That's where that stuff is, and that's where it's at. We're gonna back up over here because I forgot MSDS sheets. Okay, that is going to be number 2, and if you guys find it before I do, that's right underneath the chemical storage. So material safety data sheets, or MSDS. All these are is it has all the ingredients for every chemical that's in that box. What do you need to remember? That's the book that goes either to the nurse or the ambulance ride. Okay? Right, okay? So if my daughter's a neurotrauma nurse at LGH, hope to God you never see her, and I don't want to see her when she's nursing either, because that means you're in big, big trouble. So that's number 2. If she doesn't have this book, she doesn't know what to do. They need that book at the hospital, okay? So I hope we never have to send any of you out of here because you're listening to the safety talk and you'll protect yourself appropriately. Right here, safety first, lift with your legs, not your back. So where's that gonna go? That's gonna go under ergonomics, it's number 8. If you look for proper lifting techniques. So that's gonna go be number 33. I'm gonna demo right here, right now for you. If you are picking up stuff like this when you're young, you're gonna call Mrs. Sassman a liar. You're gonna say, I can pick up stuff with my back. Oh my God, it hurts. All the time. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that a whole lot. But you want to lift with, see how my back is straight? You wanna lift with your legs, not your back. It's gonna save your back. You're gonna end up with a back like me and Mr. Foster and Mr. McCabe. Once in a while, we have to come in here with a little belt and we have all the chemical patch or ice or whatever, because our back's about to go out. Mr. Foster lost 3 days of work because his back stinks. And it's awful, all right? So, over here in the corner, I'm gonna show you this. Actually, I'm gonna stop here. You know what this is? That's a mask. What would you use that for?
Painting.
Yeah, paint, well, not big painting. If you were doing like little painting, so if you are sanding a table, this is appropriate. If you are painting, you want to use a big respirator. So if you turn to your first page, that's going to be on PPE. It says respirator. This counts as a respirator. This is a dust mask. Okay, so this is number 24. It's number 24. Okay, and we use it, we don't have respirators like they have next door for painting. Okay, that's a fresh air respirator, okay? And this is used for whenever you're grinding something, like or sanding, okay? And you want to use a mask because you don't want to breathe in that stuff. All right, next. This one's number 17. This one's number 17. Get that, Brian? Okay. This is oil dry, okay? It looks like kitty litter, okay? And if there's a spill bigger than a Frisbee, get that quick. If it's a hamburger size, maybe you could get it with a shop vac, okay? But use just enough oil dry to cover it. That stuff is expensive. So if you look on here, if you find it before I do, okay, that was number 3, spill response, absorbent pads and materials. That's number 17. We missed shop rags. I think that was number 8. Brian Castillo, go see the little blue rag that's sticking out the top of that? Look beside the earplugs. What number's on that box? Hold that box up. Brian, go over and look at it. Okay, there's our shop rags. We do not have a big shop box yet. Is that number 8? 6? All right, so number 6 goes in the shop rags. Those are for smaller spills. All right, we're going to go over here. All right, this is these are floor jacks. That little guy here is a jack stand. There's a whole lesson that goes with this, and it's very sad, and I don't want to open on a Tuesday with it, because it might make me cry. Number 20, okay, so that is going to go with the ergonomics. Number 8, lifting aids, jacks and hoists, so that is going to be number 20. Okay, you don't have to remember jack stand and floor jack yet. I just want you to know that this is where they live and this is where they're going to be. Behind you, Fabian, is the next part. That's going to go back to fire suppression, which is over here under number 2. So this is a fire blanket. Do you want to be the fire blanket model? Is it okay if I go with a fire blanket to you? Is that okay? Are you sure? Are you positive? Ray, can you handle this?
What is it?
It's okay. So I'm going to wrap this around you just a little bit. Let's say Ray has a welding jacket on and his arm's on fire. But it's just like a little spark, a little smoke. So I'm going to get the fire blanket. I'm going to go like this and hug him. Okay? Is that okay? That feel okay? All right, good. Thank you for letting me do that. But that's what you're going to do. You get the fire, you're going to hug all the oxygen out of it. Okay? That's what you do. That's what a fire blanket is. This is going to live over by the welding station. But when we get it, we're going to make sure that you know where this is. And we're going to make a rack for it so it can go there and you can pull that out and hug the oxygen out of somebody in a good way. Okay, so that is number 15. If you didn't see that, it says fire blanket. That's under number 15. All right, number 5. There's 2 things in here. Who knows what that is? That's a welding helmet. There's a whole lesson that goes in with this too, where you have to know what shade to do. It's 8 to 10. Don't remember that today. Okay, we also have, this is an apron. Sometimes this will be more appropriate than a welding jacket. Welding is a whole lesson unto itself. It's many lessons. One of it is getting dressed for it. I just want you to know this is a welding jacket and a welding helmet. Okay, and there's a whole lesson of it. So let's go find out where that is. First page, PPE, yep. So see, plus the safety out, I don't know what I was thinking. That's a welding helmet. I'm so sorry, you okay? All right, put in welding. Brian, I'm gonna take your paper and put in welding. So that's number 5. I think that's it for that. Okay, and we don't need that. And, yep, we're going over here. This is number 11. These wheels are blocking this right now, but these are all cleanup supplies. There's soapy water, that's mostly for the tire machine. There's Mr. Clean, there's Windex, there's all that stuff. So if you need cleaning supplies, you get them there and then you hang them up. So if you're looking on here, that'll be in housekeeping and maintenance, cleaning supplies, number 11. The mop lives over in that corner. Brian, go get a shot of that over in the corner. Okay, the mop's over there. Guys, we're gonna go right here. You don't have to move, I'm just gonna go in here. All of these hooks are gonna have face shields. So if you look to the front page, that's gonna be number 27. Nobody ever uses these grinders without using a face shield. You can keep your safety glasses on underneath. In fact, I demand it. Okay? You have your face shield on. You will never use that grinder over there without a face shield. Period. Okay. What else? The GFI outlets. I have a number. Where did it go? Right here. Number 7. This does not have one. See, I'm pretty sure I forget that one. See how that's red? Here. You get that, Brian? See how it's red? We just made it green. So if you plug something in and it's not running, go from red to green. That's all that means. So that is number 7. If it doesn't have one and it's not working, then you need to tell me. So that is going to be in number 6, electrical stuff. So that's number 7. Over here. This is also under electrical stuff. We need a sign here that says emergency shut-off switch. I don't know what happened to it. It didn't fall down here, but you need to know about it, even though it's behind this grinding table. This will shut off everything in the shop. Listen, that just shut off the electricity to the shop, okay? When we need to start it up, you need to come find me because I have the key that will start it up. This is gonna go brrrr up in the circuit box because the contacts are crap. Okay, now we got power back. Okay, so what that does, you're like, why do you need that? If someone is using a piece of equipment that gets out of control, like a chop saw or whatever, you do not need my permission to hit that button. But if you hit that button because someone's doing something and you're just goofing off, you will get in so much trouble it's not even funny. Okay? That is emergency shut-off switches for emergencies. And that's it, not goofing off. Okay. Number 13. This is also number 13. Okay, these are circuit breakers. This is for shop supervisors and myself. Sometimes we'll have to come over here. If you have these, you should have these at home unless you have the really super old glass ones. My dad used to make me do that with him. That was fun. So you just simply go from off to on. If you are working on a piece of equipment in your house and you were smart and you labeled everything in your house as you should. For example, when I had to pull out my oven, instead of shutting off all the power to the house, I went downstairs, I found, okay, the oven is number 50, found number 50, switched it off, and then I could take out the oven and I was safe. Okay, so that was number 13. And, first aid. That's number 4. There's 2 of them here for a reason. You're gonna put number 4 and number 8, and number 4 and number 8. Okay, because I think it's on the front under number 2, so I don't care which one you put in, you'll get them both right. One's going to have 4 and one's going to have 8. Now, anyone can go in here at any time. Anytime you need something. You're like, well, what's in here? There's Band-Aids, they're going to stay down in this bottom corner. If the Band-Aids don't work, you can get a little bit of extra tape and put that around. There's bigger gauze pads. I might yell for someone to go get something if someone has a serious cut. Grab the gauze pads and come over and we can try to help stop any kind of bleeding and then get that person down to the nurse. Even if you never use a Band-Aid from here, you need to know where this is. If I'm saying, get the first aid kit, just start grabbing some stuff and bring it over, okay? Understand? So these are the gauze pads in case someone gets a really bad cut. There are also some alcohol pads, but here's my other thing. See how it says soap rule? This is also from Nurse Leah. Nurse Leah said there are so many people that get a little teeny tiny cut because anytime you cut, that's germs that are passing through the skin. The skin is the biggest organ on your body, right? So if you don't use a little tiny cut, you're like, put electric tape on it, I'm good. Maybe you'll heal up just fine. Fine. But if we have the soap and water here, why would you ever take that risk? Wash it out with soap and water, air dry it, or blot it a little with a paper towel, or better yet, a piece of gauze inside the thing, and then put some antibiotic on it or a Band-Aid. What's the nurse? Oh, we didn't get to the nurse rule. Go up to number 4 where it says the nurse rule. You don't have to write a number. I'm just telling you the nurse rule. Remember it from last week? What happens if I send you to the nurse and you're like, it's just so small? What do you gotta do? You good? You're the best. What's the nurse rule? Does anyone remember that from last week? You gotta go. You don't say, I'm too small. If I tell you to go to the nurse, you're going to the nurse. Even if it's a teeny tiny cut. Okay? You're going to the nurse. She's the medical professional, not me. Okay. Oh man, we skipped that. Dang. All right, emergency shower. Follow me. Eye wash station, which is under the big number 4, you're going to put 16. And where it says emergency shower, you're going to put 29. Okay, and then when you're done writing the numbers, I want to make sure, come over here so you can see. If you get anything in your eyeball, try to remember not to go to the sink because this is what it's designed for. If anything gets sprayed in your eyes, you're like, ugh. And if you see someone else get something sprayed in their eyes, this is what I talk about when I say lift each other up. If it gets sprayed in your eyes, you come over here, I'm not going to do it because then I can't see for a while. But you understand. And you open your eyes and you went under there. It is extremely unpleasant. How do I know that? Because it happened. and it was a bunch of gear oil that went right down my face and it went in my eye. So, and the next door neighbor, Bay person, came over. We have an eye wash in our shop at Christian Brothers, thank God. And he came over and just ran. He's like, wait, it's rusty. We never run it there. Once a month, we have to run this. And it's up to us to do that, because if this water gets rusty and then someone comes over, we're just putting rust in someone's eye. And that's just as bad, okay? And that's why I have to run this once a month. I am not pulling this down because this shower works real good. But I'm gonna tell you that, you see how you pull this down and it runs? It works. You have my permission at any time if someone has something burning and the fire blanket's not working or there's chemicals on them, get them over here. I might instruct you. I might take you and walk you over here and say you need to be in the shower. Okay? That has never happened yet, but we have it here in case it does. Okay. That's in the classroom. We talked about, I miss circuit breakers and shutoff switches. What number is that? 13. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Eye wash stations, number 16. And that's 29. I'm doing a bad job on yours. So that's number 8. That's number 4. Did we talk about fire alarms? Oh, okay. Watch your footing here, please. Let me give you some facts. All you gotta do is pull that down. There's not even any glass to break. This will go straight over to the West Grove Fire Department and they will be here. They know that it's here. And they will be at the school and it'll set off the fire alarm and everyone will go outside. You need to know where this is. If we have a fire, we're gonna try to fight it first. But if it's going and I instruct someone to pull the fire alarm, you need to know where it is, okay? I'm going to say this because no one in engine tech has ever done this. And maybe it's because I instruct you that if you pull this and there's no fire, it's really bad. It's bad on you, it's bad on our shop, it's bad on our school. Can you imagine being a volunteer, taking your free time over at the fire department and having a kid over here pull the alarm because they were bored? We don't get bored here. If you're bored, that's your fault. We have a lot to do here. And if you're bored, you need to examine what's going on in here, not what's not happening for me. Catch my drift? Cool. All right, fire alarm, number 12. We did the fire evacuation plan because that was number 1. What did we miss? Oh, lockout, tagout, thank you. This is lockout, tagout. That is under the big number 5. So lockout, tagout means you will be in control of this. If there's a guard that's broken, if something is not working on the equipment, if the tire machine's not turning around, come find me or Luis, who is our shop supervisor. Okay, this is number 28. Number 28. I have these ready to go. That means we put a zip tie through it, and that means no one else is allowed to use it. If you see this sign, you do not touch that piece of equipment. So if that lockout tagout is on a tire machine, do not use it. If it's on a grinder, do not use it. If it's on whatever piece of equipment, you are not using it. That means it needs to be repaired. Understand? Okay. Man, we need to go over safety guards. That's over here. Oh, that's right. It's just back to the number on it. Put a smiley face on safety guards and I'll know that I talked about it. Just put a little smiley face right there. These are safety guards. I can't tell you how many people I've seen just, I can't see. I'm gonna flip this up. Keep this down. Keep this down. That's there for your protection, okay? If it is too scratched up, we're gonna go cut another piece of plexiglass or use some Windex, okay? Cool? All right. I think everything else is in the classroom. Yeah, man, we're almost done. Holy crap. Oh, adjustable workstations. Follow me, please. These two things that are not glorious looking, but Nate painted them last year from the AM, and they look a lot better than they did. These are both motorcycle lifts. That is a floor jack for a motorcycle. They operate, you take, and this is a whole lesson unto itself, you pop that up, you let the air out of it, or you put shop air in, and that jack lifts them up. So you could take a, you all right? You could take a tractor or a motorcycle. The front wheel goes in here, you bring it over, it locks in, and then you can give it an oil change or whatever. So it is up at waist height rather than you're on the ground. So that number is 19 adjustable workstations. Okay. The work, because we have a lot of people in the classroom, I'm going to tell you under number 9, working telephone or intercom system. I think that one's number 9. Correct me if I'm wrong, but their phone number on there is 2014. It says nurse. If nobody answers, there's a little number underneath that's 2000. If you forget, I will have that tag up all year. All of you have permission to use that phone to call the office or the nurse at any time. If that phone rings, answer it. Say hello. My name is Michael. This is Engine Tech. That's it. Okay, we are going to practice that, believe it or not. So you know exactly what to do if the phone rings and I'm not there. I'm also very hard of hearing because of shop things, and I won't always hear, or I get involved with other things and I don't hear. All right, what else do we have? Trash cans. What number, what's that? Yes, what number's on that trash can over there? It's a little green tag. 13, thank you. I hope I'm gonna say it anyways, but anytime there's trash, I don't care if you made it or not. Pick it up. Pick it up. I do it in the hallway all the time. If there's gum wrappers, I pick it up. If there's note, I pick it up. If it has a name on it, I take it to the office. Okay? We're all in charge of our shop. Keep our area neat, clean. Oh, come with me, ventilation systems. Say it again. No, I don't know where the facials are. Are they in there? Okay. This is a part of our ventilation system that's a fume dog. They are loud. We have 4 phones, real loud. They can't hear. Okay, so if these are on, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to keep this. That's loud enough that you can go get your earplugs from your toolbox and pop them in real quick. If I were you, I'd just keep them in my pocket all day long, because people are gonna be turning that on and off during the year. That is number 9, if you didn't get it. You have to have proper ventilation when you're welding. All we did last year was we opened the doors and put the fan on. I swear to God, it was awful. Now we have these official things that even if you have a project on the ground, you can pull these and push them over until you can get it right there and take all those nasty weld fumes out. Welding fumes are very bad. Very bad. All those chemicals in that flammable, you don't want to breathe them in. They're also very bad. Safety training materials. That is under number 11, 30, 31, and 32. When we go back in the classroom, I'm going to point that out to you, 30, 31, and 32. There's a little safety board on the side, and like I said, once a month, Giovanni said he wanted to be our safety officer again. We'll see if that comes true. If one of you steps up and says, yeah, I'll do it, once a month, you will be responsible for coming out and checking fire extinguishers, that, and a couple other things in the shop. So that's something that needs to be checked once a month. What did we miss? Take safety glasses, and that's it, right?
Instruction manuals for equipment.
Ooh, okay, that is in the classroom, and I can't remember what number that is. Put an X right there so I know I talked about it. That Instruction manuals for the equipment are located in the gray filing cabinets, and you'll see the number when you go back in the classroom. You do not touch those gray filing cabinets. That is for me and the shop supervisor. If you need an instruction manual, I usually provide it for you. If you need something, because you're like, I don't know how to look it up, I will help you with it, okay? Your job now is to describe what this piece of equipment keeps safe for you, your classmates, and our shop. Up at safety goggles and goggles, put a star. Put a star, so I know I talked about it. Those keep your eyeballs safe. We always keep safety glasses on at all times. You can shut that off.